I'll never forget the exact words that broke me. "You're boring, Daniel. That's why I can't do this anymore." It wasn't shouted in anger or muttered in frustration. No, Emily said it with the same calm finality you'd use to cancel a subscription. Just 7 words, and 12 years of marriage unraveled like a loose thread. I remember staring at her across the kitchen table, the glow of the overhead light casting shadows on her face I swear I'd never seen before. Boring. That was the word she used to summarize the man who had worked 2 jobs to pay off her student loans, who had built a life brick by brick so she could chase her dreams. Boring. I wanted to argue, to scream, to throw her own hypocrisy in her face. But all I could manage was, "Is there someone else?" Her silence was all the answer I needed. The goodbye that wasn't really goodbye. Emily left 2 days later. She packed her things in a flurry of perfume-scented clothes, ignoring the quiet devastation sitting slumped on the couch me. She didn't slam the door or shed a single tear. Just a soft, "I'll send you the paperwork," before walking out of our home like it had been a hotel room. I thought the pain would lessen once she was gone. Didn't. The silence of our house became suffocating. Every creak in the floorboards reminded me of her footsteps. Every faint trace of her lavender shampoo mocked me when I showered. Nights were the worst. I'd lie awake, replaying our years together, trying to pinpoint when I became boring. Was it when I stopped surprising her with flowers because she said she preferred practicality? Was it when I turned down late-night parties so I could be rested for work? The questions ate at me until I finally did what I swore I wouldn't. I checked her social media. There she was, smiling in pictures with a man I didn't recognize. Leather jacket, flashy car, the type of grin that screamed arrogance. The caption read, "Finally living life the way it should be lived." So I wasn't just boring. I was disposable. The collapse. The days blurred together after that. Work became a mechanical blur of meetings and emails. I couldn't eat without tasting bitterness. Friends tried to invite me out, but I always declined. I didn't want to explain what happened, didn't want their pity. One night, I sat at the dining table with a half-empty bottle of whiskey and stared at the divorce papers she'd sent. My hand trembled as I signed them, each stroke of the pen carving a scar into my heart. But as much as I felt like a victim, a tiny ember of anger flickered inside me. She had rewritten our story as if I'd been nothing more than a placeholder until something better came along. That ember grew, fueled by every smug photo she posted with him. I wasn't boring. I was steady, loyal, and I would not let her turn those virtues into flaws. The turning point. The shift came unexpectedly. One morning I woke up and realized I couldn't keep drowning in her absence. She had made her choice. I needed to make mine. So I started small. Joined a gym. At first it was awkward. My body groaned in protest, and I felt like an imposter among the younger, fitter crowd. But week after week, the mirror showed subtle changes. Strength, confidence. I reconnected with old friends. Went hiking. Signed up for a cooking class. For the first time in years I wasn't just existing, I was living. And with every new experience I realized something. Emily hadn't left because I was boring. She left because she was restless, chasing excitement like a child chasing fireflies, never realizing they die the moment you capture them. Call. It was exactly 1 month after she'd left when my phone rang. Her name lit up the screen. For a long moment I just stared at it, debating whether to answer. Finally I swiped. "Daniel." Her voice was softer than I remembered, almost hesitant. "Yes. Can we talk?" I laughed, bitter and sharp. "About what?" "You already said everything you needed to." "I made a mistake," she whispered. I thought I wanted something different. But he's not who I thought he was. He lies, he drinks too much, he's exciting." Cut her off. Silence. Then a choke sob. "I miss you. Miss us. Can I come over?" For a moment my heart betrayed me. It wanted to say yes, to believe we could piece things back together. But then I remembered the silence after I'd asked if there was someone else. I remembered her packing up our life like it was clutter. I remembered boring. No, Emily. My voice was calm, steady. You can't come over. Daniel, please. Do you know what today is? I interrupted. What? It's been exactly 1 month since you walked out. And in that time I've realized something. I took a deep breath, the ember of anger finally blazing into clarity. You didn't leave because I was boring. You left because you were selfish. And now, congratulations. Welcome to the wife regret statistics. The aftermath. She tried to argue, to cry, to bargain. But I didn't waver. For once, I wasn't the steady husband she could lean on when it was convenient. I was the man who finally chose himself. When the call ended, I sat in the quiet, my chest heaving. A strange mix of grief and triumph washed over me. I knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. There would still be nights where I missed her, moments where I questioned everything. But I also knew this. I was no longer defined by the woman who couldn't see my worth. Epilogue. A year later, I ran into her by chance at a cafe. She looked tired, worn down in a way I barely recognized. Her eyes widened when she saw me. Healthier, happier, surrounded by friends I'd made through the new life I'd built. Daniel, she breathed, like saying my name might undo the choices she'd made. But I just smiled politely, nodded, and walked past her. No anger, no bitterness. Just freedom. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't proving someone wrong. It's proving to yourself that you were never the problem in the first place.